You're watching Cheery TV.
Howdy everybody, and welcome back at Table for One. Today we are here playing Hive, a lovely little game where you have a hive, but not of just bees, actually only one bee, and a bunch of other bugs, and you're basically just trying to surround your opponent's bee. That's how you win the game. You're trying to surround your opponent's queen bee with a bunch of tiles that can be their tiles and your tiles, just as long as there are 6 spots surrounding the queen bee, you win. Well, whoever's queen bee is surrounded loses, and then the other person wins. It's pretty crazy. Every player starts at the same setup, and we're just doing the basic stuff, so we're not including the ladybug, mosquito, or pillbug tiles that are here, but we're just going for the basic game, just to get a grasp on the situation. We start with 3 soldier ants. We start with 3 grasshoppers, 2 spiders, and 2 beetles, and of course the queen bee. Everyone gets 11 tiles, as you can see. Exact same stuff, exact same layout. Each of these tiles will be moving very uniquely when they are placed into the hive in the center of the table. But play always begins by taking any one of your tiles and sticking that puppy right in the middle. So we'll stick him in the middle, and then we'll just stick their guy in the middle. And now from here, until you place your queen bee, which has to be at least your 4th placement. So somewhere within your first 4 placements, including this one, you have to place your queen bee. Y'all, I'm going to have to mute this and re-talk over this. Whenever you are placing stuff after that first initial placement, the pieces that you place must only touch your colored pieces. You cannot place stuff attaching to other colored pieces. Throughout the entirety of this game, I had misunderstood this rule and thought it was just the first placement you make after the first placement, which makes no sense, and I'm an idiot. But I start placing a bunch of stuff attaching to a bunch of other people's pieces, like a psychopath. I do it wrong, so just keep that in mind. You can only place pieces after your first initial placement on tiles of your same color. Thank you. And now that they've already placed their queen bee, what they can decide to do now is either place a new tile onto the board, you following the same restrictions as before. They just have to connect to at least one tile and, be connected to the hive, or they can choose to move one of the tiles that they have. Now, this is where things get interesting. So let's say this is the current situation, and it is now Black's turn. So Black can choose to either place another tile like we've been doing back and forth, or he can choose to move one of the tiles that he has on the board. Moving is pretty simple. All you have to do is keep in mind a couple of rules. First of all, you can only do the action that your tile will let you do when you move it. So let's say if you're moving the queen bee, you can only move it 1 space. When you do move something, however, you need to keep in mind that it can only be moved if it will not break up the hive. For instance, if Black wanted to move their spider on this turn, if they move it, let's say, like over here, this now separates the hive into 2 pieces, so the spider cannot move. But also keep in mind that you can only move something if you're able to slide it out of position. Because as you can see here, I can lift this spider wherever I want him to go. But if I cannot, slide him over seamlessly, then he cannot move. So that spider is currently landlocked. But, on later turns, we'll be able to free him and move him accordingly. Yeah, so as long as you can move something according to its rules and not split the hive in 2, it's a successful movement. So let's say Black's going to move their queen bee. They can move it 1 space, they can move it any 1 space, however, it just cannot leave the hive and it cannot break up the hive. Let's put him over there. Now it's White's turn. White's got a spider, White's got some whole bunch of stuff. The spider moves 3 spaces, and it has to be 3 spaces, so the spider can go 1, 2, 3. It can go 1, 2, 3. It can do anything. It just cannot backtrack on itself. So it cannot go 1, 2, 3. It has to go in a line, or at least just some form of 3 that ends it without hitting somewhere where it's already been before. If you were going to move the beetle moves only 1 space, very similar to the queen bee, except it can also go on top of tiles. And if it's on top of a tile, that tile cannot move until the beetle moves off of it. So that guy is just stuck. So right in this situation, the spider will not be able to move until I can move my beetle. And my beetle can also move on top of the hive as the game goes on. So if I want, I can move him my next turn. Now he's over here. Yoink, now he's sucking on that ant. If I were to move my grasshopper, the grasshopper jumps to the end of a row. You have to have jumped at least one space. He does not move around the board like everyone else. He jumps. So let's say he wants to get over there. He jumps over the beetle and he moves over here. Let's say he wants to move over here. He can jump over that. He can jump over this. If this guy wanted to move, he can jump over there. He can jump over here. He can jump over here. He cannot jump over here because there is nothing to hop. He can also jump over here. If he was here, he can jump all the way up there. He can jump as many tiles as there are as long as he ends on an empty space. And again, the hive does not break when he moves. And the last thing to focus on, let's move him. Let's just kind of make it around so I can move him, is the ant. The ant can move any number of spaces at all. However, it has to remain on the outside of the hive. You can pretty much just cover the entire perimeter of the hive, and he can move to any space he wants on that turn. He is not limited to a number of movements. So he's very valuable. So, I mean, those are all the tiles that we're going to be playing with today. Hopefully I edit this down to a point where it makes sense. Basically, again, first person to surround entirely with pieces of both colors, the queen bee, including the queen bee itself. That queen bee loses, and that queen bee and the other queen bee wins. So that's Hive, everybody. Let's get playing, shall we? I swear these games aren't complicated. I'm just bad at describing them. So we get to roll this funky little die over here. It actually is a scripted die to tell you who goes first. Between me and me, it's me, believe it or not. So that's pretty cool. Well, you should have an opponent, though. It's been a minute since we've had an opponent. And I mean, I can think of no one better than Mr. Saul Goodman. Always good to have Saul Goodman on the field here. I need to take a shit. We're going to pause while I take a shit. Saul, don't fall. Fall, Goodman. Okay. Pooping is pooped. Good stuff. That felt good. So now it's time to play the game. And again, I'm going first, so Saul can suck it. I'm going to play... And putting an ant in the middle is kind of insane. We're going to throw a grasshopper in there just to see what happens. Well, Saul... Should I play strategically for Saul? Or should I, like, just randomize his tiles? If I flip these puppies around... Oh. They're all made. Never mind. We're gonna try to play a little strategically for Saul here. He'll put a spider. Just for the hell of it. Just to have some differing options here. And again, now I must place another one. And for at least his second placement, for the second placement, I must place it on my own guy. That's the main rule. So I'll throw an ant down. Ants are cool. Ants are cool, and you know what? I think he's gonna do the same thing. We'll put him a little askew, just for the hell of it. And I don't want to start moving stuff just yet. I'm gonna put a beetle. I don't want to put him there in case they try to get him stuck. We're gonna plop him. No, you know what? I want to wait till the queen shows up. You know, that's what I wanted. Actually, no. I'm gonna put him here. Put beetle there. Be cool. Well, let's put a grasshopper there. So now it would be a beetle is now stuck, which is unfortunate for Mr. Beetle. And now we both have to place our queens. I'm going to place my queen over here. He's going to place his queen over here. And now we can start moving stuff. We can start placing stuff. Unfortunately, for at least, I think, all of us, I don't know if there's a single thing other than the queens, really, that can be moved. So let's try to fix that. I'm going to bring my queen bee in a little bit. Meanwhile, he is going to jump my queen bee with his grasshopper. So now queen bee is effectively stuck there for a moment. But now that he's done that, he's freed my beetle to swarm his spider. Now his spider cannot move, even though it wasn't going to move anyway. But now there's really no room for movement there. And so now he can either jump back over there, he can move his bee, or he can place something else down. I think he's going to place something else down, because I mean, why the hell not? He's like, I want to get another ant. He's going to place an ant right there. And now, my bee's in some serious trouble because very close to a swarm already. We're going to move a little bit out of the way. So we went from 4 things holding us down to only 1 thing. And now that I've done that, a good chunk of this can't really move, which is really good for me. Oh, yeah, good for me, not good for Saul. Saul over here is like, she. Well, what he can't move that, he can't move that, he can't move that. He can only move his queen. So he's like, you know, I'm just gonna place a damn spider. You know, he's gonna place it. He's not gonna place it there because then he can't move it. He's gonna place it again on my bee. He's like, I ain't letting you get away just that easily. Tell you what. Meanwhile, I am like, all right, you can do whatever the hell you want, creepy guy. I'm going to move my beetle just a little bit closer. Just a little bit closer over to the queen bee. Just kind of freak him out a little bit. Just kind of give him a little bit of a scare. And now we've got him. He's like, what does he want to do? He can't move you still. He can't move a lot of things. He can move his spider, but I don't know why he would do that. He can't move this spider. He can only really move his queen. He's trying to move the queen just to get things a little more consolidated there. Whereas on my end, I'm kind of feeling a little frisky. I'm like, I want to place a spider too. I like my spider. I'm going to place my spider here. And now, Solly boy is like, this is quite an interesting predicament here. But we are going to, so if I still can't, he still can't move his spider. He's going to place his beetle down. He's going to place his beetle down right there. He's going to place his beetle. Now, my queen is currently halfway surrounded. Let's do this. Let's move him there just to form a nice little circle out of hex. It's kind of a circle. It's pretty close to a circle. It's probably the closest thing to a circle you could really get out of this situation. And now, keep in mind, if I move here, this is all still one hive. Now we formed a circle. Everything is still touching everything. So at least one thing can move that was not able to move before. And now it's just which one wants to move. And he's going to move his spider. So he's going to go 1. He can go 1. He doesn't really need to move his spider, though. He could move the bee. He can move this spider. 1, 2, 3. But again, it doesn't really help anything. He can't move in because he cannot just slide his way in there. So it's a matter of just kind of existing here at the moment. He's gonna move his grasshopper this way. There we go. That seems good enough. Meanwhile, I'm gonna move my spider 1, 2, 3. So now I'm holding him down a little bit. So now his queen can't move the spider, but he can, however, move this ant. And this ant can go anywhere. He's gonna go whoa. Whatever. If he moves his ant, then I can move my ant. So he's actually gonna keep his ant where it was. He's gonna keep that ant there. He's just gonna place another ant. He's gonna place his ant right over here. So now queen cannot move that way. He'd have to move in this way, which would also still kind of surround him. That's not good for my little guy. But what we're gonna do. You know what we're gonna do? I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. No, I cannot jump my grasshopper because then I'll break the hive. I cannot move either of my guys without breaking the hive. This sucks. This really sucks. Damn, okay, what else do I have? I have still a lot of tiles left. He's placed a lot more of his stuff than I've placed mine. So, I will place another ant. I'm going to place him right there. So now their bee is pretty freaking surrounded. So they're going to try to get out of there, obviously. That just makes the most amount of sense. However, now I'm going to go yoink, and I'm going to eat their freaking bee. So now that bee ain't moving. That bee ain't moving no matter what. So now I kind of have to sit. Can I sit on top of that feels unfair. Am I able to sit on top of the bee? On top of the hive? Where's vision? All four beetles. Yeah, I mean beetle can sit on bee. There's nothing saying they can't. So their bees just kind of trapped. So now they need to play some serious defense, which I don't even know what that would consider, or just even stronger offense. Because now, I mean, in theory, they could just kind of move around the entirety of the thing. There's no inside of this hive, so he's just gonna go crawling in to over here. You know, he's locking in my bees. Now my bee cannot slide out of any position. So now my bee is also stuck. So we're actually hitting the end game surprisingly quickly here. everybody, as it is now my turn, and now I need to somehow get my bee out of there. And the only way to get my bee out of there is because now they're in a much worse situation. But now they move their ant, I can move my ant. This is tough. This is a risque opportunity. Because I can't move any. I mean, if I go there, they can't move. Right now, if I were to go. I can't go there. Shoot. I was going to say I can go there, but then they can't really. They can't. I mean, with the situation that they have, they actually cannot surround my guy unless you just place more damn tiles down, which they absolutely can do. So I'm gonna place another tile down. Tough guy. I'm gonna place a spider. No, I'm gonna place another ant. Gonna place him right. Let's placement can be placed anywhere. We're gonna go. We're gonna go here. We're gonna go there with the ant. As we are now in some very scary territory. I mean, I truly think that this is just game over for me because they can just place some stuff down, and now all they have to do is place something there, and I don't think I can really stop them from doing that at all. I think I'm just screwed. Because I can't kill their queen fast enough. Shoot. Soup, this is a predicament. I thought I was winning this game. It's fucked up. Yeah, I think I literally just lose. So I can't get my ant into. He's actually kind of just stuck on the waterways here. So I think I just have to concede, bro. There's nothing I can do. I'll place my other beetle down. Well, actually, no. Let me try this. Let me try this. I'll give him some mercy. I'll move off of their bee. So they're like, hey, maybe they'll want to be nice. Want to have some fun. Fun in the sun. They didn't want to do that. They killed my bee. They killed my bee and they ate me. Okay, that was fair. Let's do 2 out of 3 though. Let's do 2 out of 3. I feel like that was a little too fast. And winner gets to go first, I'll say. So let's give Saul the opportunity to go first in game 2. Let's let him place a grasshopper. I'm going straight. I'm going crazy. I'm placing my bee. I'm placing my bee down first turn. I feel confident in this maneuver. I don't know what's wrong. I don't know why I'm doing this. He's gonna place an ant down, and I mean, I could just start moving. I'm gonna move right over here. Actually, no, that'd be a really dumb idea. Let's not do. I'm gonna place my spider down. We'll go there. This was really fucking stupid. I don't know why I did. I'm gonna lose, man. I'm gonna lose. Soup, I'm losing against myself. I'm literally losing the game. Oh my god, okay, it's fine. But he's got an ant. He's like, alright, I'm just gonna go here. Actually, no, he doesn't really need to do that just yet. Because now he can just start surrounding my fucking dude with guys. He's gonna place an ant here. Because now I cannot slide my bee out of this situation. I can still get out of it. I can still get out of it, luckily enough. Right? Yeah, this is rough. Placing your bee is just really messed up. Let's move my spider. Let's go 1, 2, 3. However, now that again they have to place their bee now, which is the thing. So they can't just swarm me just yet. But they can just do this. And now they've still once again kind of swarmed me in a really fucked up situation here. You know what? I'm gonna go crazy on the offense here. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna start placing shit. Hey, you get beetled. What are you gonna do? You want to get beetled? You can't move your queen bee now because you're gonna get beetled. You can't do that. So now they're gonna do something. They're gonna move their ant down a little more just to really sandwich my guy. And I'm just like, okay, yeah, you can do that, sure. But I can do this. Yeah, what are we gonna do about that? You still can't move your guy without moving your guy. Now they're like, okay, I'll just place another ant there. And now I'm like, ho, you fell right into my trap. Wait, he did. He actually just fell right into my trap. I'm a genius. Hold on, I'm a genius. I placed my ant here, and now he cannot place a thing there without killing his own bee. So now he needs to somehow. I think I just landlocked this. I think I just forced a tie. Because now they have to play they have to play to a position where one of us can move our bee so that way we can kill the other bee. I don't think we're gonna do that, bro. I don't think anyone's gonna opt to do that. But he's gonna have to try. So I mean he's gonna because that's the and here's the situation. He just has to play something because if he moves any of these, then my guy will survive and I can just surround their bee and kill him and win. So they now need to just play some more shit on top of this and hope for a potential renaissance. He's going to place this here because then he can go 1, 2, 3 and sneak into there if I don't see something coming. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to place my other beetle. I'm going to place him right there. He's going right on top of there. And now, this is rough. Again, he still can't really move much. He doesn't want to move his spider. He's got his spider in a tactical position. He's going to play his grasshopper here for, again, another situation like that. Because now I cannot move my spider, whereas he's got his grasshopper ready to pounce. But I've also got my strategy. I'm jumping on top of my own ant. I'm feeling fucking crazy. And he's like, oh my god. He's going to try to... I feel like, at this situation, my plan is very simple. I'm going to stack on top of his bee, and then now I can landlock his bee if I so chose. So now it's just a matter of figuring this out. However, you don't actually have a better idea in a second here, but let's see if he spots it. And I think in a realistic situation he would spot this. He's going to move his ant to over here. He's swapping positions because now the same situation unfolds, except now my beetle, because I was going to say maybe I could take that ant so that he cannot move the ant, and now I can just start working on completely surrounding with my tiles while he tries to escape his own. He's playing good. He's playing good. Saul, you really know how to play this ding-dong game, huh? Well, Go 2 can play that game. Again, I cannot move my beetle from there just yet. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna jump onto my beetle with my own beetle. But no, I don't want to do that. So let's back down. Let's back down. Let's back down for a moment. Actually, no, we don't want to back down because I need to get my beetle. Actually, I don't need to get my beetle anywhere. I don't need to do anything. I just need to scare his ant away. So I'm gonna place my own ant. Right. Again, I can't go there. We both die. I have played this into a very interesting situation. I did not think this was going to go well, and it probably still won't. But now their spider's in a predicament. I can, however, place my ant. Why would I place my ant there? You know what? Fuck. I'm actually gonna place an ant there. Why not? Because I'm gonna let him decide what he's gonna do. So now what he's gonna do? What is he gonna do? He's got another spider. He's gonna try to get the same situation. So he wants to end up here. So he can go 1, 2, 3. So he's gonna go right on top. So he can go 1, 2, 3 on a later turn. But for now, he's essentially just also now cucked me out of using my own ant and my spider, which is fucked up. I still think he's got a grasp on this that I don't. And it's having those ants down that I feel like are really making things work for him. Because what I want to do, you know what? I'm just gonna crawl over the fucking queen anyway. Because I was worried I'd have to work my way around him. No, I'm crawling on top of the queen. Because now if I can secure that ant, now no matter what, I'm going to secure his ant. So that way now I can work towards a reroute situation here. So now he's like, I don't need to move my damn... Hold on. I might have made a mistake. The game ends as soon as one queen bee is completely surrounded by pieces of any color. In case the game is drawn also be agreed upon. Unless that last piece also completely surrounds other queen bee. In that case, the game is drawn. Draw may be agreed on. Okay, that's fine. Hold on. I'm trying to think. Restricted movement. One hive rule. Yep, of course. I need to read the... Hi, Sue. What's up, buddy? Beetle. A piece of the beetle on top is unable to move for a person to place in rules. The stack takes place on the color beetle from the position at the top of the hive. The beetle can move from the hive. Okay, so it doesn't create a beetle. It doesn't create a beetle. Because in my head, I was like, okay, well, now there's technically no queen bee, so they can just move down there, and then the white tile will lose. But that's not the case. I say, hi, Soup. I put blanket on it. Now you want to sit down with me? Oh, it's so sweet. Thank you. Oh, you're so sweet. Oh, thank you. Oh, you're rubbing my nose at your nose? Thank you. It's very sweet of you. This is getting tense, y'all. This is going cray-cray. Hi, Soup. What the heck are we going to do? Okay, so now it's Black's turn. And Black's in an interesting situation here. I mean, again, he's still kind of playing just for the sake of playing here. He's just going to place his own beetle and try to effectively create a similar-ish situation. But right now, we're in a situation where, because now he placed his beetle, I'm placing my beetle. So now, I'm completely surrounding his bee, and now he's surrounding completely my bee, with no intention of moving another beetle, moving another soul off of these. I think this is just a draw. I think there's no way we can actually reasonably get this going here, because he's gonna climb onto there. But no, actually, wait, no, you can't do that. There's no way to get out of here at all. Yeah, because I mean, technically, I could do that, but the rules are sliding only. He cannot break his way out of here without fucking up the integrity of the entire stack of the hive. So, bees stuck. Both bees are in a very interesting situation here. Isn't that right? You want to sit? It's a very interesting scenario. But let's try something here. Let's. Nope, I almost just killed myself. I almost just did it. I almost moved Grasshopper to here, and then I would have died, and I would have lost. That's not good. The only ones that can technically move safely are these two for me. So I literally I'm just gonna place a thing. I'm just gonna place a thing in hopes that maybe he makes a mistake. And we're gonna place an ant here. Oh, that's evil. I think I've now actually just broke the game, because now no one can go in there. No one can move in there. They'd have to place it in there. I think Saul, I'm not giving up. But Saul understands that if he gives up, then he might survive game 3. So he's calling it quits. He's saying his queen bee just dies of boredom and says, "Let's just get this over. Let's go to game 3, baby." And because I wasn't going to give up. I need to claw my way back into this, and I did, baby. It's time for game 3. Where that was technically, I feel like legally speaking, that was definitely more of a tie than a win. I just want to play it again. This is a fun little game. So, hi, Soup. Okay, so now I've learned, don't place a damn queen bee early on at all. I'm going beetle mode. I'm going beetle mode in the middle. Whereas he's going to go, yeah, like fucking spider mode in the middle. We're creating a new landscape here. Creating something wacky, something crazy. Ant, straight line. And now he's like, all right, I'm going to go for a grasshopper. That's going to be a big jump if I can make that jump. Whereas I'm going to do the same damn thing. I'm placing a grasshopper right now. I don't want to place a grasshopper there. Actually, fuck, I'm going to place a grasshopper there. I want options, baby. He's going to place an ant to the side here. And now it is time to place our queen bees. And I'm going to place my queen bee here. He's playing his queen bee over here. I think makes the most sense. Even though now he cannot. Neither of us can actually use the grasshopper that we just placed down, which is kind of a shame. So I'm actually going to place mine here. And he's gonna keep his. Actually, no, because then that inherently sabotages his chances. He's going to place his queen bee there. And now the game can begin. Placing the beetle there was kind of stupid. Because now there's no real way of keeping this alive. However, it's fine, because like I said, I have a new plan. And it's just called put a spider there. And now he's got a decision. He's already halfway submerged. He's like, all right, I got to back the hell out of that. I gotta retreat. Which falls right into my trap, because now I'm placing an ant here. And now, what is he going to do? He cannot move his spider. That's the only thing he can't move. He can, however, move his ant right over here. And now I'm in risk of losing my queen bee. However, I cannot move him. But what I can do is I can move this guy all the way around and slot him in there. Oh, that's a dumb idea. This is a really dumb idea. Let's not do that. Not going to do that at all. I'm in a situation here. I'm already in a really bad situation. How the hell do you play this game? I feel like it's like chess. I don't know how to play this game, because now I cannot move my queen bee. I can't really do any. Actually, no, hold on. I can move grasshopper up here. There we go. Now we're pretty safe once again. And now they cannot use their grasshopper. Okay, we're good. We're good. Okay, we figured out the move that saves me. I was like, how the heck am I supposed to save this situation? But I figured it out because I'm amazing. And now it is their turn. They've got some options. They cannot move their grasshopper. They cannot move their spider. They can move their bee. So why the hell not? I cannot move this ant. I can move this ant. I can move this spider. But I wanted to just move this beetle. I like going on top of things. But also, going on top of things has kind of screwed me. So let's just keep him there in case something crazy happens, and I can use that later. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Let's start surrounding this ding-dong bee. Bee can no longer move. And if I go there, then they are effectively screwed. So they need to figure out a situation to save their bee, which would probably just be to at a point where, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I think the only situation they could possibly do that is by doing this. Spider here. Now my bee's stuck as well. And now I'm in a particular situation that I need to somehow defend myself out of, which would effectively just be, let's get this ant all the way around into here. And I know it's an oh, this is a really bad idea. Why did I do, okay, let's not do that. How do I get out of this? How does one escape this scenario? I don't think there is one, so I'm just gonna do this. Bam. Now we're both in the same situation, tough guy. You want to stop us? You're going to stop me? I'm going to stop you right back, bitch. And he's like, okay, this is fine because he can just start placing shit around my guy. And now what am I going to do? Oh, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. What I'm going to do is now that there is a hive here, I can't really move. This is a situation. This is a really bad situation. I feel like the fact that you can't, you have to slide your stuff out, I feel like that really hinders your possibilities. Which I guess is the point, but also it's just kind of, it makes, you barely even use the abilities of the animals, you know? You're mainly just playing to a point where you can, where you pincer the bee, and then you just start placing tiles on top of the bee, because you can't really do anything. What is this? Oops. On turn, place an insect or move a place insect. You cannot place insects that touch the other players except your first piece or split the hive. Wait, what? I read this wrong the entire time. You cannot place insects that touch the other players except your first piece or split the hive. I've read this wrong. This was... What? A new piece can be introduced to the game at any time. However, with the exception of the first piece placed by each player, pieces may not be placed next to a piece of the opponent. I read that wrong. I read that wrong this whole time. I'm playing the game wrong. With the exception of the first piece placed by each player, I thought that this meant, I thought that the exception was the first piece. So the first piece had to touch something that you had, but after that, it could. I've been playing the game entirely wrong this entire time. It's been completely wrong. The game is we need to. We're going to game 4, ladies and gentlemen. Saul is cheated. I have cheated. We are just going to play fair. We're going to play the last game fairly and squarely. I'm playing a grasshopper. I deserve to go first after Saul and his horrible cheating ways. He plays a spider. Go crazy. I'm playing an ant on my... And this is only... That was the only exception. Okay. Things are making sense now. He got his ant down. He's going to play... he's going to play a grasshopper down here. Actually, he's going to wait. Actually, no, he's not. He's going to play a grasshopper to the side, though. And now I'm going for it. I'm placing my queen bee, because now I know they can't just surround my bee out of nowhere. There's no freaking bushes behind me that I'm not being aware of. Everything's fine. They're going to place an ant there. Now, I have a choice to make. And that choice is quite simple. It is to place another ant in... Because now he has to place his queen. And so I'm getting ready for a defensive maneuver, because he's going to play his queen wherever the hell he places it, and I'm sending the brigade. His bee will go, not on the ant, because he needs the ant for his attack. He's going to go here. And now I'm like, all right, ant, go. And the ant is going, he's already started to surround. He's not playing around here. And now we're in a situation where he's going to, okay, well, guess what, tough guy? We're not here to play around. I'm going right here. So, but however, now they need a whole other ant. And you know what? The thing is, I can get my ant down way faster than they can get their ant down. So they do their ant. Now they have to play their ant somewhere. Now I can just move my ant down there. And now I've surrounded their bee. Their bee cannot move. And now check this shit out, y'all. They've surrounded my bee. Now that bee can't move. However, now things are way more interesting, because we may have locked ourselves in. However, we can't just super glue a bunch of spiders onto them. We actually have to maneuver our way over there to solidly lock in those spots that we have not filled already. So let's start with a grasshopper, because I can get a grasshopper. I don't think I can really get a grasshopper to go very, very far. Also, I can't place him here anymore. So he has to go somewhere on the outskirts, which means he's not going to go very far at all. So I'm not going to place a grasshopper. I've already used up all my ants, which really sucks. But what I can do... Actually, never mind. I can't do that. I can place a spider here. There's a spider there, because then I can go 1, 2, 3. I can start locking in over there. Actually, wait, no, because I can place anywhere that's attached. So now this isn't attached to anywhere either. So actually, hold on. Actually, no, let's play Spider there anyway, though. But now they've just discovered this fact sooner than I have, and now they're going to place a Beetle just right over there. Just for hell of it. And then I'm going to play a Grasshopper right here. And now, how's he going to do this? He's just going to move his Beetle one space down. Because he's getting ready for some stuff. Whereas I am going to move my Spider 1, 2, and slide in for 3. He's now locked into 4 spots. I'm locked into 4 spots. We are an interesting bypass of a situation here. I think what I'm going to try to do, I can't place him there. I can, however, throw a Beetle into this. Not by very far. I'm going to try the... no, because he needs to go for murder, because I'm going for murder. But, like, I don't know what he's going to do about it. So he's just going to go for a Spider. Get a Spider that can move and do stuff. Whereas I'm going to go hop, 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 and jump right on over. So now there's only one space not being blocked off by their Queen. Their Queen is getting screwed. Their Spider goes 1, 2. Oh, they have to move 3. Shoot. But they couldn't have moved over there. So now that Spider actually effectively just can't move. Unless he wants to go 1, 2, 3. Which would be an incredible waste of his time. 1, 2, 3. That's also a huge waste of their time. I think his only chance... Because again, there's still possibility. Actually, because he can barely even play. He can only really place here or along here. So he's going to go here. He's going to go for a Grasshopper. Now, my choice is pretty obvious because I just need one more turn. And unfortunately, yeah, he goes there. Then he goes there. And I've surrounded their Queen Bee. That's right, Saul. You thought you were cool? You ain't nothing but a gabagool. And I've surrounded and claimed your house. Flip you over. That's what you get for cheating. Everyone gets to see under your skirt. Oh, geez, how awkward is that? You wasted half an hour of my time. Wow, you got some depth into those schnoz bro. Damn. No hairs? Nose hairs? No. Good stuff. And good for Saul, but good for me. I feel good that I came out on top here. I deserved it. I absolutely deserved it. My plans came to fruition a little bit faster. Still kind of just fell into a placing in the right time sort of thing. It was, yeah, I feel like the abilities of the creatures mattered a little less, but I want to see like professionals play this because that would be interesting. I feel like they'd actually have some good moves and crazy maneuvers and stuff, but I also feel like there's probably like a set. It's like chess. I imagine there's like a set way to win every time. Or like rock, paper, scissors. Or tic-tac-toe. Sorry. Not rock, paper, scissors. I feel like it's like tic-tac-toe in that sense. But either way, this is Hive, everybody. A very fun game. Give it a try. It's on tabletop, so it's gotta be good. Thank you for tuning in to Table for One. I'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.